One of the topics exercising the minds of Fine Gael councillors at their weekend Ard Fheis was the future of local government. The Environment Minister, Phil Hogan, has signalled that he intends a big shake-up of local councils, with some of them destined for abolition. So, what's at stake? Here's Micheál Ham.
Trim, County Meath, home to just under 8,000 people. Businesses here paid more than €1 million in rates last year, and that helped fund the council and the 9 councillors who sit on it. A long time ago in the 15th century, the Norman Irish Parliament sat here in Trim. But today, the local town council faces an uncertain future. That's because the Environment Minister is weighing up whether he will allow it to continue or to consign it too to history. There are 80 town councils around the country and 774 councillors. In February, Environment Minister Phil Hogan told the Seanad that there were too many councils and too many councillors. But those who sit in these chambers disagree.
Well, the average cost is we get a monthly payment of €365 and we get a bi-yearly payment of €900. So it's about 5,400 before tax. When I'm walking down the street today, people approach me and they tell me about what they think about what I'm doing. If I wasn't there, if there was only 4 or 5 councillors, people wouldn't have that interaction.
They are in touch with people. They're a community-based project, and I think they're a necessity that it would be very hard to get rid of, that we wouldn't be agreeable at all.
Ray Butler is a Fine Gael TD and former town councillor. He now sits on the party's internal committee looking at this issue.
We all know there has to be reform. I've asked him, I've quizzed him on a couple of times. He's keeping it close to his chest, but he will be coming back to us now, he tells me, at the end of April.
But the mood of councillors at the Ard Fheis this weekend could not be clearer.
I think Tralee Urban Council at the time and Tralee Town Council is an example of what can be done if you have good management and a driven council. You can attract perhaps developments that the larger focus won't attract.
In Nenagh we're very proactive. We have put together a subcommittee that's going to be making a submission to the Minister outlining the benefits of having a town council in Nenagh and the work that we've been doing over the last couple of decades as a town council.
It's a rate paying council. Those rates are reinvested directly back into the town. I think if those rates were going back into the wider county, that Letterkenny would not have developed the way that it has developed over the last number of years.
The words the Environment Minister used this weekend on the subject were vague. He will of course need town councillors to knock on doors in the lead up to the fiscal treaty referendum. So a final decision on their fate may not be taken until the summer.
I know that local government does not enjoy universal confidence in this country. This is due in large measure to mistakes that have been made in the past by reducing the tax base and financial independence of local government. It's also due in large measure to structural and systemic weaknesses which I aim to tackle.
Already some county councils are merging, like the 2 in Tipperary. Limerick City and County are coming together too. Waterford is next on the list. What's more, the Mahon Tribunal report found that massive change is needed in local authorities, especially in the area of planning.
It would propose that the same powers would just be handed over to a regulator. And there's a couple of assumptions there. I mean, the assumption seems to be that just because someone's unelected, that they're less likely to be corrupt.
One thing is clear, this government wants to give local authorities a new funding stream in the form of the household charge.
The conclusion of the Planning Tribunal, which found that, quote, corruption in Irish political life was both endemic and systemic, unquote, has enormously increased the anger and sense of aggrievement of the vast majority of ordinary decent people in this country. But are you aware that it has enormously strengthened the boycott of the regressive household tax this week?
But slimming down the councils that will be funded by this tax may well pile more pressure on the Environment Minister in the months ahead.